welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom, and we're going to talk Poltergeist. Now, I know we're a little late to the party with this one, that's been out for a little while, but we've only just watched it. So this, of course, is the remake to the quite famous years past movie. So, in case you haven't seen it, or you're unaware of what it's about, take it away.
Yes, the plot of Poltergeist is family moving to a new home, and they discover that their house has actually been built on a burial site or a graveyard, and odd things start happening, especially to the youngest of the family, the little girl, starts to chat to what looks like just the cupboard, but obviously it's not. And the spirits that are haunting the house as such kind of pinpoint on the little girl, because essentially she has a gift for speaking to spirits and helping them to the other side.
Yeah, basically the crux of the story is the girl gets kidnapped and sort of taken to the parallel dimension, which is a little bit like Insidious in a way, obviously, or I should say maybe Insidious is more like this, obviously this being a remake.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the family with the aid of some paranormal researchers, including a kind of host of a TV ghost hunting show, to try and get her back. So, obviously, have you seen the original?
Yeah, years ago though. I've not seen it for quite some time.
Admittedly, I haven't seen it for a long time either. So what do you think of the remake?
I thought it was okay. Again, my feeling is it's one of those movies you can kind of put on and not necessarily have to pay attention to, because you're not really, like, if you miss a little bit, you're not, like, if you miss a couple of scenes, you're not really going to be missing out on massive amounts of story.
It's nothing too deep, is it?
No. It's not one of those films where you have to concentrate and try and figure out, and not very many jump scares or anything in it either. I wouldn't. There are a couple
of good scenes, but this is a relatively accessible rating.
Yeah.
It's not a. I've heard this described as a horror movie for families.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing too violent in it.
No, not really.
There's no gore in it. There's a couple of. We see a few shots of sort of zombie-like CGI zombie creatures, but that's about it.
Yeah.
There are a couple of creepy scenes. The thing is I have with this film is, if I talk about the positives, I quite like the cast. I thought they kind of give quite a good, especially the child actors.
Yeah.
They were quite good.
I think they picked a really good little girl for it. Like the fucking massive eyes that she has, and I think that she was a really good choice to play that kind of character.
Yeah. And the young son as well, who's kind of your point of view character. The film's more or less through his eyes to a certain degree. I thought he was also quite good, and it's more that I guess he's the hero. The dad seems kind of fairly hapless, to be quite honest.
Yeah, he doesn't really do a lot.
But I like the kind of they seem like a kind of genuine family, which was quite good as well. And there are quite a couple of good set pieces. They do show a lot in the trailer. I think they show a lot of the kind of the best bits in the trailer. Yeah. The clown scene is quite good. I quite like that bit. Every time he's looking away, these things are kind of like sort of coming near him and stuff like that. It's over a little bit too quickly. I found once it kind of gets going, it starts with a creepy scene, so to speak, and then kind of goes a little bit too far in trying and have like a bit of a set piece behind it. So with that scene I'm talking about, basically the spirits attack the three kids, the two young kids and the older daughter. He just kind of went into a little bit too much. I wasn't expecting it to go quite as kind of like full-on CGI, branches coming through the windows and things like that. It's quite that early on. It seemed to kind of just like throw its cards on the table pretty quick. Yeah. And what about yourself? The other positives and those?
Yeah, I guess the cast. I was quite, again, I said this to you already, that Sam Rockwell I wouldn't have expected him to do this kind of a movie. I think his character was a bit. I reckon it was the kids that were the most that done the most kind of acting and everything through it. But yeah, I kind of think, again, like I said, it's just one of those movies you can easily sit down, watch, and not really miss much.
Do you know that I've saved my biggest complaint of this film, however, The biggest complaint I have with this film is when the daughter goes missing, it's the way that people react or don't react. They seem way too calm, way too together. The daughter's almost kind of like gushing. The older daughter is like all like fangirling over this kind of spirit guy that comes in, and her sister is like the previous day has been taken away to a spirit dimension. They're kind of a little bit too sort of accepting and kind of and calm. We see there's a scene where Sam Rockwell's character basically sort of sees a vision of himself with kind of like goo coming out of his face, and then just like that, he's over it.
Yeah, it doesn't react.
Stuff
to
like that. Yeah. So it's kind of the way the script is, unfortunately, just I don't think makes it a realistic. It's almost like a it's not a realistic horror film, basically, but not in the fact that there's lots of ghosts and things. It's just the way the characters are written. They're relatively well acted, but I don't think they're very well written.
Yeah, I guess, on the back of that, I mean, one of the things I probably would say, which I was funnily enough thinking about, the fact that they've acknowledged there is a poltergeist.
Yeah.
They have people in investigating it, but the odd little thing happens and suddenly they don't talk about it. Like with the face thing, and then when the guy goes into the room, and it's like
that went nowhere, did it?
Half sucked into the wall, but comes back down and pretends like it doesn't happen. But it's like, you're a paranormal investigator, shouldn't you be talking about it? So I guess little things like that I found a little bit strange.
Yeah, that kind of didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It was just it was really he was going to be some kind of like that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Not particularly well scripted, I felt. Just a little bit rushed. And
I feel as well the obviously classic line from the old movie. They're here. I kind of was really let down by the way the little girl done it.
It's a bit too quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just like
just kind of like she's kind of said it. Yeah. Oh damn.
And I guess I know obviously they're trying not to kind of completely replicate the old movie, but I guess that's quite an iconic line of that movie, and it would have been nice if they just kind of done the same.
If you've ever watched if you like the old film The Haunting, which had Liam Neeson in it, if you like that film, you'll probably like this one. It's just a very kind of it's an okay, bit overproduced horror movie. This kind of it's okay, but it's a little bit too much, a bit too kind of like sanitised, not particularly well thought out, but just kind of just out there basically. It's okay, but it's really forgettable. So what would you rate it?
I wouldn't rate it low. I'd probably say I'm gonna push it out and probably say an 8 again, just because it's one of those movies that I would probably like if I wanted to watch something that I didn't have to concentrate on. I would probably plump for something like that, so I would probably push it at 8. Yeah.
I'm going to go 5.5. So it was pretty forgettable, which is kind of a mediocre rating for me. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave us a comment, and we will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.